add the colors here. And then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so here's your targets. I'm going to write them down also so I'm with you guys. Mamba has Quarantined. Pete has Grim. Grim has Pete, so they got the crossover going there. That should be fun. Always fun when you have your own opponent. XC has Jax. Jax has XC, so we have all 3 crossovers. Alright. This will be a fun one. Jax has XC. Cool. Alright, let's look at the spawn. So we see an early bonus from Mamba. He takes it turn 1. Let me adjust this screen a little bit here. So they've all got each other. So basically, blue and black have each other. Red and green have each other. And white and pink have each other. White and magenta, as Pete would say, have each other. So Mamba takes the bonus turn 1. He's first in turn order. The most incentivized to break him would have been Quarantine, their second in turn order, but he does not break him. And now we see Grim go for the bonus. Okay. So these guys are starting out like a bonus game. So that's a +4 for Grim. It's only a +3 there for Mamba, the 3 for 3. And it's really a 3 for 4 for Grim based off the way the Blizzard's set. The Blizzard's all kind of populated out on the edges of the map here, so they're not going to do a lot to choke up the map here. Who gets the next bonus? Does Pete try to line up a bonus? Pete's a big bonus guy. We see Jax adds in there. Now, the most likely to break Grim should be Jax. They have each other as targets. So white should be breaking pink if anyone is, probably. And it looks like he is. He's going to basically declare, you're my target. Takes out a 3, gets a great roll. And we get a well played from Carter there. Interesting start to this one. We see the break. Mamba's getting to hold. There's only one player left that could break Mamba, potentially, and that's XC Dude here. Okay, we do see the break by XC Dude, so no one gets to hold their bonus. XC Dude breaks even though that's not his target, which is interesting. Remember, green and red have each other. Blue and black have each other, and white and pink have each other. So in Assassins, you get assigned your target. If you kill your target, that's the end of the game. You win. You get the points. And then players that stayed alive split the remaining placement points. So it's actually 12 for first, 8 for second, 12 for first, 8 for second, 4 for third. So if 4 players remain alive, that's 12 points that 4 players are splitting. They each get 3 points. If 3 players are still alive, they split and get 4 points each. And then if 2 players remain alive, they split the 12 and get 6 points each. And then if you have a true second and third, which we actually did in one game, group 2, they actually get their points. It'll break into a line on Pete, so it's more of a sneaky way to line up. Ah, okay. Yeah, great point, Leona. So what Leona's saying is Carter didn't have to break in terms of having Mamba as his target, but that break actually allowed him to get closer to his target of Pete's 5-stack. So it was to line up Pete, but he does it in a sneaky way where it looks like he was just trying to break bonuses and prevent bonuses, which is a super smart play. Now we see Pete break back Mamba. Mamba tried to take a different bonus second turn, and he gives you the tears. Pete takes and he sits in the bonus. Remember, these guys have each other lined up, so at some point you might notice the lineup is a little bit too easy, like they're kind of playing into your hands, and that's maybe the time you realize it's a crossover. Okay, Jack's trying to build troops over on that top right corner. There's a couple of positions that Jax and Grimshanky aren't even close in on that left side. So it'll be interesting to see if they work on lining each other up. Okay, here we go into turn 3. Mamba probably doesn't try to take another bonus since he has 6 stacks sitting in both of his options. We talked to Mamba just before the game. He said one of his goals was to hold a bonus, especially if he was early in turn order. Well, he's as early as, first in turn order. He said he really wanted to be second or third in turn order, but first in turn order, so he does go for the bonus 2 turns in a row and gets broken both times. He's still in a decent troop position. He didn't lose a ton of troops on those breaks, so he's okay in that sense. Mamba just works on an easy take. So Mamba does not try to take another bonus. He's connected to Quarantine, but Quarantine's got that 5 stack at the bottom. That's a problem for Mamba. Interesting part of this game is it's kind of like we're watching 3 one-on-ones at the same time. They just don't know it's a one-on-one. Early trades in the second set are going to be a huge deal because of this, because most of these players are going to be lined up on each other by then, because they're both working towards the same goal. Sorry, Crackle requested that one, but you can only handle it for so long. Ooh, Grim kind of moves out, assuming Jax is not going to try to take that bonus. Okay, this is the end of turn 3. Carter and Pete are lined up just directly on each other. It's just not going to take much for either of them to get it, which should mean Pete's in the better position. No major troop disparity. Grim's kind of low on troops because he lost that 3 stack when he lost his bonus. Alright, so here's Mamba. His turn 4. He's lost his bonus game. And he's got to find a way to get to that top Quarantine stack. You can see what he's looking at. Now that cross works. He connects there. I'm almost sure. Because he's got that 4 of Grimshanky, the 5 of Jax, and the 6 of Pete kind of forming a wall around Quarantined up there. Although he has the path from this bottom C lane that he could use. He could take this bottom C lane up and around, potentially, to get him. Wow, that is so nice of you, Leona. Yeah, so we got the dreaded crossover assassins match here, where everybody has each other. So you've got black and blue tied up, green and red tied up, pink and white tied up, as Leona's got it written there. Who do you guys think, based off of those matchups, who do you think's in the best spot? I think that trade is super important in this one because we're going to be lined up easily. And Mamba and Quarantine, both early in turn order, probably both feel really good about their spot, not realizing they have each other, right? You like to be right in front of your target in turn order like Mamba is on Quarantined, because they're not getting a significantly bigger trade than you on this first trade, which would allow them to jump ahead. But also on that second trade, you're more likely to get it first. Yeah, I don't think Mamba goes for the early on the first trade. We have seen two of the first 9 games ended on the first trade. Third in trade seemed to... So, do you mean third in turn order, Leona, or the third person to trade in? Yeah, also, what's up, Games a lot. I do like Pete's chances because he's in that third spot, and he's well ahead of XC Dude there. But XC Dude's going to get the 15. He's going to get 9 more troops. He's going to get 7 more troops than Pete on the first trades. Obviously, getting a wild in your first 5 cards is super valuable, especially if you can keep the wild. That can be a real game changer in this thing. I don't think we see anybody hold cards the second trade sequence. Basically, when you get cards, you trade them. Remember, there's value in staying alive also, avoiding your target. You have that chance to split some placement points of the remaining alive players. So Quarantine makes a little small attack, but moves back. Maybe trying to just disguise a little bit that he's got Mamba there, leaving the 1 of Grim between them. Pete takes a late bonus and he guards it. Oh no, he doesn't guard it. Okay. Thought Pete was gonna guard the bonus. That would have been pretty exciting. That's a +4 there for Pete that he takes in Centro. Blue-black have the best lines on each other? Yeah, absolutely. And their first 2 in turn order, so it really cranks up the pressure on which one of them has that trade on 3 on the second trades, right? I don't know what the face was there from them. Didn't see anything weird there. Jack's considering a card skip? That would be wild. A really bad decision. No reason to card skip because cards are critical. Hey, thanks Games a lot. This is pretty much pure Taylor Swift. Ooh! Okay, we see a late bonus play also from Jax. He sits the 8 on Pete's border, which is definitely going to make people think that Jax has Pete right until Carter does the breaking there. Which maybe points back to telling them that Carter's got it. Oh, it's a +2 also for Mamba. That can help. See Jax scared. There's the break. And then the scared turtle back from Mamba back to Jax. Ooh, the dudes. Mama's got the dudes. We'll see how that goes. Quarantine's got to trade. Maybe just thinking about what territories to trade for a +2 or something. He gets the 6 trade. Is Quarantine thinking about it? No. He's not. Okay. He doesn't give himself enough time to fortify back, though. That could cause him some problems. His 6 now isn't actually pointed at Mamba. Let's see if that becomes a critical error. Alright, Pete gets the 8 trade. He's only got 3 more troops than his target Carter, because Carter's last in turn order. Pete goes into a... Oh, does he build a... Does he take the bonus with big stacks? No. Okay, he goes with some punchers. 2 punchers in the middle. He's got the 10 up top. He's got kind of a triangle that's kind of disguising who he's going after. It's really impressive, actually. It's really hard to tell who's going after because he's got his 3 stacks in different spots and not necessarily contiguous with his target. Yeah, very sneaky play from Pete. Sneaky Pete. That's why they call him Sneaky Pete. Alright, here goes Grim. Remember, Grim has the player right after him, Jax, as his target. He's going to hit a 1 of Jax. He's 8 troops ahead of him, but Jax is going to leapfrog him here when he trades. So Jax goes 7 troops plus on his target. He's got trouble because he can't get to this little corner piece. It's kind of kill guarded. As much as you can kill guard on this map, this 7 right here is kill guarded of Grimm's by joint quarantined and XC dude kill guard. All right, 1 more turn and then we'll see the fireworks. Do we think Zeraki can get quarantined with the trade? So he'll get the 20 trade. He'll be at 58 troops. Seems like an easy kill. I kind of think... I may have said Zeraki. Mamba's doing his best Zeraki impression right here. Yeah, Mamba, I think, easily gets the kill on Quarantined, barring some sort of block attempt here from XC Dude. But how would he know the block? The Dude trade coming in clutch. Just trying to figure out the best way to get to that 1 in the middle, maybe. He's got his 8. Shouldn't be a problem. Ooh. 7 on 1 on 6. He's going to try to bring some troops around to help. Ooh! Split. Split. Got him. 5 on 3, 73% chance for the win. He gets it. And that is game 1. That was tight. Oh, Quarantine had the trade on 3. Oh, no. Okay, so we'll set up for game 2. Congrats to Mamba. He gets the game 1 win. Lost Mamba if he can... Quarantine said, Mamba's the luckiest explicit I've ever met in my life, so. That was a good win. Obviously that early set on 3 was huge, also having the crossover opponent. A lot of things working in Mamba's favor, but it still came down to a 73% roll. Well, that seems bad, Leona. Alright, Pentix will send the new targets. Okay, we got our new set of assassins. I'm sure Pete didn't think it was pink, though. He would call that magenta. Well, thank you, LBJ. I really appreciate the support there, man. Okay, so we got the targets. Jax has XC. Mamba has Jax. Grim has Mamba. XC has Pete. And Quarantined has Grim. And Pete has Quarantined. Just to be clear, that is only the 3rd time in 10 games that the first to trade in on the second set won the game. Obviously, if it works out that well, first in turn order gets the set on 3, has the same crossover target, so you're lined up perfectly because they also line themselves up, and you win a 73% roll at the end, yeah, you're going to win. So... the any trade on 3 wins in most cases. Most is not quite accurate. Also, these are the top level Risk players in the world. I believe there is stuff that can be done to prevent yourself being killed early in a lot of cases. So... just my opinion. Oh, okay. It was my fault, Leona. I was saying it wrong. Pete and Grimshanky had each other last game. It was my fault. No VC, so you can't talk about protecting somebody with no alliances? I don't totally disagree on the alliances piece. I'm not huge on the VC, but to some degree the alliances would add some interest to it. But what you my counter to this is the counter to what a lot of people say on these things, which you'll see for the first 3 rounds is people hitting ones and lining each other up. I think there's more strategy that can go into it besides hitting ones and lining each other up. That's maybe my counter to it. I think there's a deeper level strategy to be played. But yeah, I'm definitely not against adding alliances. All right, Pete first in turn order. Leona, you've never played Assassins before? It's one of my favorite formats for sure. I think it's a really cool format. I believe originally created by Brutal Pipe. It made popular. So, LBJ, I promise you're not hurting my feelings at all. I'm just coming back at you. Not at all. All love from me also. I'm just coming back and saying I get it. I mean, we've heard those kind of complaints. Data shows it's not really a guaranteed first trade situation. Although I haven't watched Group 4, I don't know exactly what happened in Group 4. Leona, you're gonna be great in Assassins. Your style of game is perfect for Assassins, don't you think? Oh, sorry. Hit list. Jax has XC Dude. Mamba has Jax. Grim has Mamba. XC has Pete. Quarantine has Grim, and Pete has Quarantined. So in color form, that's white has green, blue has white, pink has blue, green has red, black has pink, and red has black. Oh, Games a Lot's in there. Game 4 was first person trade would win. Yeah. That's the one group I haven't watched. So I went back and I looked at the other 3 groups. And that's what 2 out of the 9 games were the first trade, which is, it wasn't on the first trade, it was just that person won. Only one time was it on that first trade. So 1 out of 4.5 is pretty close to 1 in 6. Your game style is Snuggles? Just hold all the bonuses. The bonus games have been the most interesting ones. So we've seen 2 games, I believe. Yeah, 2 games end on the first set of trades, and they both were bonus games. Obviously, that makes a big difference. All right, here goes Mamba. Mamba has Jax. Mamba wins game 1. He gets the 12 for winning, plus the 1 for the bounty. The XC Dude, Jax Wild, Pete, and Grim all split the 12 remaining placement points, so they each get 3. Here goes Grim. He's got Mamba. Nobody going specifically for a bonus. Mostly stacks left in each of the bonuses, so they'd be tough to take. Quarantined up next. Quarantine's got Grim. So that's black on pink. So what? My argument for argument's sake is every turn in this game has just been a player hitting a 1, not moving taking one territory, taking a single territory, not moving significantly around the board. So I argue that saying that it's impossible, that's just luck. You gave up, 8 turns of potentially using some sort of strategy beyond hitting a 1 to get closer to your opponent. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my general opinion on it. I'd love to see some different strategy utilized. I thought Pete had some pretty creative strategy in game 1. He played it very sneakily. And Pete would have won the game, obviously, if Mamba's roll fails there at the end. Mamba did fantastic pathing in that game. It's not being appreciated. His pathing was incredible to make that kill happen to where he got the double tap for the kill. Not a lot of players do that. Run that path like Mamba did in that game. Speaking of Mamba, here he goes. He's got Jacks. Hit list again. Jax has XC Dude. Mamba has Jax. Grim has Mamba. XC has Pete. Quarantine has Grim. And Pete has Quarantined. First in turn order has second in turn order for the second straight game. And for the second straight game, that second in turn order is Quarantined. We did switch. So the first game we played with Blizzard. Second game, these are stable portals. Again, all out on the edges of the map. It's been interesting spawns with the modifiers so far in these first 2 games. Let me see if I can just paste it in real quick for you. Oh, Leona's doing the hard work here. Let's see how this looks. It may look terrible. That kind of makes sense. You guys follow that? Pete has Quarantined. Snoopy is Quarantined. That's what threw off the confusion in game 1. Snoopy is Quarantine's Discord name. Big Snoopy fan. Okay, Quarantine takes his card. Yeah, KCM is Trunks' Discord name. It's tricky because the bot's really cool what it does, but it'd be really nice if you could feed it risk names. But we'll take what we can get. Big thank you to Eric and Plasma and Brutal, who I think all kind of put together that bot for Assassin's targeting. And are so nice to allow us to use it for professional risk takers. Alright, here goes XC Dude. He has the... He needs to use the Kill Pete strategy on this one if he wants to win. Just had to ask Crackle. Yeah, that's the easiest way. If you just DM your host, they can clarify for you. Or you can just start clicking people's names. I think you can see their Discord name under if you click their name in Discord. Exceedude kind of making a band across the middle here, but he moves his stack back. So he's got a stack on the far right and far left. He's lining up Pete pretty directly. Making no bones about it here. We're getting the attack emote from Mamba to Grim. I'm trying to figure out who he's telling him to attack. Oh, he wants him to open him up? That's interesting because Grim has Mamba. Does Mamba know? No. Yeah. Grim has Mamba. Oh. Pete takes the bonus. He takes the +3. That's Sudeste, the +3 bonus there for Pete. Tries for another later game bonus. See if he holds it this time. I would say unlikely. Remember, Exceedude has Pete. He's got a 6 sitting on the border and a 4 sitting on the other border, so he probably breaks him. Just for clarification, because it was asked earlier, if your target gets killed by somebody else, the person who killed your target becomes your new target. So you can't just get lucky and have your target get killed and win the game. Here goes Jax. Mamba won the first game, Crackle. Ever heard of him? All right, let's see if Exceedude breaks. What do you guys think? Exceedude breaks or doesn't break? He's got to break, right? More interesting if he breaks from the 4 from the 6. Because black is guarded. Yeah, he's guarded in that corner down there in the bottom left. Love that. I love that there's a little bit of strategy, right? Okay, there's the break from Carter, and he moves into 1 stack. Pete has the chance to kind of guard himself from Carter to at least make him fortify next turn, because those 1s are next to his 5. Pete gives the crying for getting broken there by Exceedude. Okay, and we see an even bigger guard added down there. Mamba guarding Quarantined. I just had to play my KPO with 2 bots. Oh, that had to be a nightmare. Surely you at least got a bot bounty out of that, right? 2 bots, that's tough. Alright, here goes Grim. This is the end of turn 4 here. Grim has Mamba. Feel like he's got pretty good lines there. Yeah, if you get the bot, if you have to add bots on that map in those settings, that is tricky. They can just keep ruining your life. Yeah, that's the thing. If your bonuses are getting hit, that sucks. All right, here goes Pete's turn 5. I don't think he'll open that 9 of Carter's back up. I think he'll... Oh, he's cry facing. I think because he's saying, because I got hit. Pete's probably annoyed about the kill guard happening down here. For all the people that said there's no way to kill guard people on Brazil Advanced, this is a really good example of a spot that works great. Quarantine's second in turn order again. His player targeting him is first in turn order and right in front of him for the second straight game. Hopefully this one has a better result. He's got to love that kill guard going on down there in the bottom corner. Remember, Quarantine has Grim. So ironically, Grim is kill guarding his Assassinator, I think is the correct term. No, I think Assassinator. I'm pretty sure. Jax blocks that C lane. He splits the C lane from Mamba, who used the C lane so well game 1. The 2 C lanes in this map can be super valuable, get you top to bottom fast. Exceedu, just a reminder, has Pete. Needs to use the kill Pete strategy. Ooh, we get a this means war. Just sits in a portal. Oh boy. He's telling him to get out of his bonus. Chad telling Jax, get out of my bonus here on turn 5. I would like to go ahead and take this one. Could you get out? It's a +3. He's recommending Jax get out. Wonder if that makes Jax thinks that Chad's his target. Or Chad has him as a target. Mamba moves up into the top right corner. Mamba staying close to Jax up there. In the final turn before our first set of trades. Oh, Mamba increases UI. He finally read my Discord message. Thanks, Mamba. Pete gets the old 4 trade. Pete creating a split for himself that he's going to have to do on Grim. We don't know if Pete has the trade on 3. That will obviously be a major effect here. But he doesn't have enough to go through the kill guard also. Pete probably going to have to try to get this into a longer game. Here goes the 6 trade for Quarantined. Remember, Quarantined has Grim. Quarantine moves his stack away from Grim. Clever little move there by Quarantine. So he's got the 15 sitting in the portal, maybe thinking he can use that to get the other sides, but moving the 7 away from Grim probably makes Grim feel safe. The problem for Quarantine is his 9 is not in position to hit that Grim 6 stack. Unless he gets a little help here from Jax. Jax, remember, has Exceedude. Exceedude's only in 2 positions on the map. He's got a wide open portal position up top that Jax can jump through to get to him if he needs help. Jax is lined up perfectly on Exceedude. The trade on 3 for Jax ends the game at this point. Unless Exceedude can find a way to protect himself. Seven in the middle can't get to the 6. What's it now? I know that was before he added, so I don't know which one you're talking about now. Well, I'm talking about Jax White getting Exceedude. Alright, there's the 12 trade for Mamba. No chance he goes for it, right? He's got Jax. He's got 5 troops more. Yeah, black has pink, yeah. Gotcha. That's an interesting opening move there by Mamba. Mamba has Jax. He snuggles up close there and then moves back to the 11. Definitely got a little more creative guarding going on in this game. Here's the 15 trade for Grim. Yeah, we'll see if he gets to use it. Grim taking some time thinking about where he wants to go. Grim's target is Mamba. He's lined up really nicely on him, except for that 18 at the top. Interesting, Mamba doesn't move his 18 into the portal. Alright, here goes Pete. First in turn order, does he have the trade? Even with the trade, he's still in trouble. Okay, he doesn't trade. We assume he didn't have one because he would have done it to stay alive. Exceedude would have the need to kill Pete. Here goes Quarantined. Alright, after both of the first 2 players last game had the trade on 3, neither has it this time. Here goes Jax. Does he have the trade? Jax has the trade. He's got to get Exceedude. I think he has the easiest lines in the game. Yeah. He had the easiest lines. Exceedude's in the fewest positions of anybody in this. Yeah. Too easy. There you go. So, the theory's holding true, I guess, for you guys, that first in trade's getting the win. It happened 2 games in a row there. This game, the line was obvious. Jax almost had it without the trade. Look at that. He's still got 18 left, so even without a 20 trade, he was close. Sure, we're gonna get some shade on this. Alright, we got one more game in this set. We're going to have unstable portals on Brazil Advanced here. And we'll see how it all lines up. We'll get the targets here in just a second. Who's still going here? Is this Mamba messing around? Yeah, that checks out. Who's Lauren? There we go. Alright, we got the targets. I'll just post the kill list in here for you guys. Jax has I Am Mamba. XC-Dude has Quarantined. Mamba has Grim. Grim has Jax. Quarantined has Pete. I'll say the rest in a second, but I'm sending them to you guys. Okay, so Jax has Mamba. XC has Quarantined. Mamba has Grim. Quarantine's second in turn order again. What a crazy set for him. Grim has Jax. Quarantine has Pete. And Pete has XC-Dude. Pete and XC-Dude have either had each other in some form in all three of these games. Alright, so Grim first in turn order. Grim has Jax. Another pink and white matchup here. No bonuses have been held so far. People have tried to take bonuses, but they haven't been allowed to keep them yet. Mamba third in turn order. Mamba's got Grim. For those of you that missed, Group 2 actually had a game where every player was killed. Only the winner survived. So there have been some differences. I know this isn't proving my case at all yet, but there have been some differences in these games. I think if Pete, even if he has the trade on 3 last game, doesn't win. And maybe he did and didn't trade it. We don't know. You guys might know. I don't know. Be really unlikely he didn't trade, though. Here goes Jax. In his first turn, he's got Mamba this time. Sitting there in third and fourth in turn order. Thank you, Leona, for the color matchups. Definitely helps. Alright, Pete last in turn order here. Can't be feeling good. The unstable portals allow a little more. If you're last in turn order, it gives you a little bit of protection because you can jump and hide to some degree. Because the portals will open, obviously, on even turns. You can jump through them. They close before that next player gets a chance to use them. Pete trying to signal he would like Mamba to move that out. And Mamba is zooming in a lot because he wanted to know the name of that territory. Probably because he wanted to ask him post-game. Grib going for his second turn. Remember, he has white. Quarantine's got Pete this time. Pete in a bunch of different spots around the map. Going with real small stacks around the map. Mamba's got kind of a kill guard situation going down here. Obviously not with the portal currently. But he's got this little bit of a wall around him with XC Dude, Grim, and Pete. And Jax is his assassin. So Jax, you can see sitting on the outside of that wall, not able to get in yet. We're getting the thanks from Carter. Problem for Carter is Pete has him. So he's probably not really doing him a solid. Whether he thinks he is or not. Turn 3 here for Grim. Grim really spreading this game. You can see these pieces on the very outsides, on all three sides. Or in the very top. Oh, he moves it. He's starting to move inward. Okay. He was at the very top, very right, very left, and very bottom. He's still very spread out. Jax is his assassin. And he's in pretty good position even in all of those. One thing about spreading out like that is it helps you see who's your assassin because they have to be spread out just like you. So you can, to some degree, see what they're doing. Make them declare who they're going after. It's more of a defensive strategy. Jack's probably trying to keep close there. Yeah, he's got to split his two positions there on Grim. Trying to stay connected. Xedu moves down as if he has Mamba, but he's got quarantined. So he can move that 5 out and fortify with the 3. He's got some tough lines to get. Pete wants access to that portal. Grim's lines need to be on Jack's. He's going to move that back. Yeah, back down to be lined up with Jack's. Now, here's an example of something that would potentially affect lines. That one there sitting next to Jack's of Grimm's could be hit. I think if you have a chance to take a player's 1 out that would eliminate them from a position on the board, you go for it. The problem is he would also be playing into Grimm's other stack over there. Pink has great lines. That's why I'm thinking through what Jax could do to kind of prevent those lines. I mean, if he hits that 5 stack at the bottom, Pink definitely doesn't have them. You don't think Pink will have enough on the second trade? Mamba has Grim. He moves the 3 into the corner. Look at Mamba's positioning on the board. He's top left, top right, and then he's got these 2 bottom positions, middle, top, middle. Like, he is split up across the board the best that he can be. He's going to make that a really tough kill. Jax has no way to get over to Mamba's 4 on the left side unless he gets a lucky portal situation, right? Ah, Chad goes in and takes the bonus. He would like the +3, thank you very much. Pete has him as a target, just a reminder. So Pete probably doesn't let that bonus stay. And Pete can even say, hey, you broke me twice so far tonight in these other games, so obviously I'm going to break you back. Oh, he jumps. Pete leaves the bonus, gives the questioning face as he does it, and then tries to decide whether to break or not to break. He chooses to break. And gives the thumbs up. Leaves the 6. Basically drawing lines in the sand, right? Again, that usefulness of Pete's being last in turn order with the unstable portals is he can jump through right there, and Quarantine can't follow him through the portal. Okay, this is the last turn before trades start. Time to get your people lined up. Yeah, Mamba's being very defensive. I agree. Interesting strategy from Mamba. Maybe he's thinking I've already won a game, so if I can just collect some alive points, I'm in a really good spot. I'm not sure. Or maybe he thinks he's going to see a failed kill. He's thinking, no way we see 3 just clean kills in a row. Might switch just before second trades. I mean, he's got some problems getting to that 5 up at the top of Grimm's. Other than that, he's got somewhat good access to him. Ooh. In reaction to Pete breaking and hitting a Carter 2, Carter hits a 3 of Pete's. It's full-on war here. Wonder if Carter thought Pete might be going for the kill here. Pete just builds him up a little bit of a puncher in the middle to be able to get to the Carter 6. Here's the first set of trades. White, on the other hand, is locked onto blue nicely. Okay, let's look. Jack's, yeah, locked onto Mamba. Again, that 3 in the middle of Mamba's is a little bit annoying for Jax to get to, depending on the split he has to make. Can someone utilize the portals here on the trades to create a new position, to take someone out of a position? Can Pete do a little run and hide? Can Carter do a little run and hide here? This is game 3, Samboy. Mamba won game 1, Jax won game 2, and we're in game 3 here. All right, that's a 6 trade for Quarantined. Remember, Quarantine's target is Pete, the Peteman. Yeah, the way scoring works for Assassins, if you win the game, meaning you kill your target, you win, you get 12 points for the win, and then it's 1 point for every bounty, so technically you get 13 if you win. It's 8 points for second, 4 for third, but in most games not everybody dies, so whoever's alive splits those 12 remaining placement points. The key in the Assassin's Unlimited Open is to get into the top 45 after round 2 to get into the Octo Finals. The top 3 after round 2 all go directly to the quarterfinals. So big benefit if you're in the top 3 after round 2, getting to go directly into the quarterfinals. After round 2, we turn these into 6-5-4 assassin games, meaning whoever gets their target in game 1 moves through. Then you play a 5-player game, whoever gets their target moves through. And then you play your third game, whoever gets their target moves through. So only the first 2 rounds are 6-player games back to back to back, just to maximize the bloodshed. 10 trade here for Jax. Jax's target is Mamba. Jack's in a good position to potentially get Mamba. He does trade after Mamba potentially. And these last 3 players in turn order, let's see if they utilize the portals at all as a method to get away. Nope, Jax is just going to move down closer to Mamba. Further declare his target. Mamba throws up the dab saying, "I know you're trying to kill me, Jax." Pretty confident that's what that translates to. 12 trade for Carter. Carter has quarantined. See, there's Carter creating a position. He's got a 6 over there, but it's on the other side of that. 6 and 3. Potentially that gives him a little extra help defending himself, and he moves the 5 down to try to further separate himself. Alright, here goes the last first trade. It's the 15 trade for the Peatman. Does he go for the kill? No. He just gets in position to hit Carter next turn. An early trade for Grim. Okay, Grim has Jax. He's got the 20 trade. He has great lines on Jax. Ooh, what's he going to roll there? Why is he adding to the 4? He's got to add to the 5 down in the bottom right. What's he going to use down the bottom right on the 6? Is this an oops? How does he get to the 6? I don't think he had it. Yeah, I don't think he had it. He didn't have enough troops to do it. Okay, so here goes Quarantine also with a trade. Oh boy, here we go. And then we get the good game again from Mamba. Quarantine has Pete. He's going to take the 20 around and try to get the 17. No, he's going to take the 31. How's he... He can't get there. The 31's blocked in. How's it get down? He does not have this. This would be unbelievable if he gets this. He doesn't even get the first roll. He had great rolling and he didn't have it. Yeah. Oh, no trade for Mamba. Poor Mamba. He goes for the clean up the Pete kill. 3-on-3 roll. Loses the 3-on-3 roll. Poor Pete. Pete's gonna end up killed here anyway. Oh, he comes down with the 6-on-3. Mamba gets the kill on Pete, but that's not the game winner. So Quarantine had Pete, so now Quarantine has Mamba. Mamba would still need to get Grim. And he doesn't have the guys to do it. Oh, he goes for the second kill. He goes for the Jax kill even though he doesn't have Jax. He's got to get the 11 on 1 on 6 and win a 10 on 6 and win a 2 on 2. Seems unlikely. And he's going to feed whoever has Jax. So he's got to know not to take that roll, right? Okay, he kind of blocks it. That's a smart roll there. He kind of blocks it. And he cries. Alright, here goes Jax. Does he have a trade on 3? No trade on 3 for Jax. He's down to 17 troops. He's in big, big trouble. Carter gets the trade on 3. That should do it for Carter. He can even get an extra kill here of Jax. He should take the... Well, I mean, it doesn't matter a ton, but he could take the extra kill of Jax. Quarantine's only on 20 troops, so he's easily got both. No, he just goes for the clean kill here of Quarantined. Seven on 1, takes the 34 up, and then he can just travel it down. Oh, he is going to try to clean up both kills. No, he couldn't do it. He couldn't get to both. That's the win for XC Dude. Congratulations, Carter, on getting the win. We'll see if any of these guys want to talk a little post-game action here. You got me, Mamba. You there, Mamba? Maybe these guys don't know it's over.
Hello?
Carter, congrats, man.
Oh yeah, I finally had a set on 3.
Set on 3 is crucial. That's really a skill issue if you're not getting sets on 3. Something you want to work on.
Yeah. At the end, the reason I was taking so long was I was like, can I get white as well?
Yeah. I was wondering the same thing.
If you went for white first, you could have got both, but not afterwards, because your
I didn't
troops
set
at
in
the
turn
top.
though.
Well,
I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, it was just because you went for black first, you locked your 15 at the top. If you went for white first there, you had both.
Yeah,
Only because
I
your 15 at the top was kind of, it couldn't do anything.
I mean, honestly, it's just the 1 point. Probably doesn't matter a ton in the end, so it's the safer play for sure.
Yeah.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not that fast at thinking like a lot of the really good players are, so I had to just be like, I could foul this up.
Sure.
Or I could just take this gifted win and go with it.
I think it was the right decision. You kind of went both. You kind of went with both of them just until it got to the point you definitely couldn't, and I think that was the way to play it out.
Yeah.
My target was Grim Shanky, but unfortunately his stacks were in such good spots that
he was
even
spread.
With killing Pete, I couldn't set in, and so I was looking at the next outlet to set in, and I failed that roll at the top.
Yep.
And it was like,
oh yeah,
Christ.
I was legitimately praying that you wouldn't get that roll.
What was that roll, by the way?
What?
It was like a 10v7, I think, something like that.
I don't know what the numbers
No.
like.
I thought the numbers were higher than that. But Jax, what was my roll on you at the top of the board that I failed?
I don't recall. I don't remember the original roll. I know you came up there with a 2 later to try to finish, but it was a low percentage roll, but it wasn't like you could have got it.
I thought it was over what I needed. I thought it was like a 16 on 13 or something like that, and it failed.
It was
I could be wrong,
80+%.
Yeah,
it was probably like an 80% or 75% roll, as I recall. I don't remember. I just remember thinking, I don't think you have it. Did you not have? Who are you trying to kill, Mamba?
I had to kill Grimshanky, but he set in and realized he didn't have the kill on his guy, so he stopped too early and didn't expend all of his troops.
Oh, yeah, well, that was smart because then he would have just fed you the game.
Yeah, well, Quarantined almost did it in his place, but no, I got the roll, so.
I can't believe I made the kill on that turn. That was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the set on 3, right?
Yeah, I did. Again, I'm like, finally get good luck, because all the previous turns I did not even have a set on 4.
I will say, if I had the set on 3, I'm pretty sure I win, but only because I had to move my stacks in awkward ways to get the Pete kill was the reason I couldn't
That
kill
opened it up.
because nothing was in position anymore.
Yeah.
It was like, okay,
we
I
thought
had
in
to
the
pull my stack at the
stream
bottom.
we thought in the stream in your third game you were playing a little more defensively and less lining up. So
Yeah, he had 7 positions because he was my target. I knew
you were counting them.
I was like, thanks, Mamba, for 7 positions.
I had this feeling when you move that stack on the bottom down, I'm like, I think Jax has me. So
Well, didn't you dab at him?
Yes.
When you dabbed at him, I was like, I think Mamba knows.
Yeah, but he's got 7 positions. It's like you can't be too discreet when he's got 7 positions.
Yeah, it forces you to declare for sure when you have that many.
Yeah, I mean, no, definitely playing more defensive because my target was in the first position, and so I was like, odds are they set before me, so like realistically, I have to play safer,
live longer,
and that's what I tried to do.
Yeah. Hey, game one, Mamba, your pathing, was it fully planned out on the fly? How'd it go?
Oh, it was. I saw my hand. I'm like, all right. I've got what was it? I had 3 artillery to trade in. I had 2 dudes in hand.
Yeah, and you got a dude.
Card, I saw the dude. I'm like, all my stacks are like touching him. Like the pathing is perfect. I just have to go for it.
Yeah, but it was still close. It was still a 73% roll.
No, it was definitely still close. It was very risky.
I really don't think first set always wins with this. It's
thanks,
like,
Jax. I agree.
Not always, but when somebody executes it perfectly.
I mean, I did win with first
unstable
set,
portals
but yeah.
threw a wrinkle in it. It's good because people could create positions that other people can't get to.
Yeah, I think the unstable portals. And in game 2, you had the kill guard of, I don't remember who it was in that bottom left corner of the map. It was Pete's target, so it was Quarantine that was kill guarded down that bottom left. So I think even if Pete had that 3 trade first in turn order, he still couldn't get the kill.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can't get it with the 20. Like Grimshanky was stretching hard to try to get it in the third game with the 20.
Well, Mamba was really close.
Forgot about the 5 at the bottom. I'm pretty sure if that roll at the top, I could be mistaken on the numbers of my troops, but I'm pretty sure everything I was rolling was like 80% plus on getting the kill on white, and if I get that, I set in turn again, and then I think I turn that into green.
Didn't you have a 2-on-2
that
you had to win?
I was your target?
No, my target was Grimshanky, but because he set, he was so much stronger.
Yeah.
And I couldn't kill him with the set-ins, especially after moving stacks
just trying
around
to extend the
get
game.
The Pete kill. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was basically like I'm trying to kill people, turn a positive on it, because like I mean like what happens if I kill? Okay, so he went after you, right, Carter? Or was it somebody else that he went after?
It was the one immediately after me was Jax, and I was like, please don't set.
Yeah,
I don't want you to win a game.
Well, who did Grim hit?
Grim hit Jax.
Okay, so
That's what I was hoping you would set.
I won
I was
my
like,
positions.
Maybe I could have killed Jax and Grim, but I was like halfway through. I'm like, I'm running out of time and also running out of troops.
I think you take the win as opposed to stretching for 1 extra point, like unless you're sure you've got it. Like that's...
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if
who
it came back,
was Pete killing me in the last game?
Yes.
I figured so because the way he broke me, he had a 1
hit the
hit
2.
He went around.
Yeah.
And I popped his 3 on the side to kind of like say, I know that you are trying to kill me.
But you broke him twice.
Yeah. Previous game.
Yeah, in previous games. You had broken him twice.
I was like in a bad position card-wise previous games. I was like, might as well take a bonus. And also, that was kind of a test. I was like, he's inching up on me. I think I'll test him.
Yeah.
by seeing if he's got me as a target
Yep.
or not.
Yeah, and then he clears
when
you
he
out of the
did-
bottom left, hops through the portal, and hits your 2. It was like,
And then
okay,
I'm
well,
like,
Pete's
yeah,
got
that's
him.
Absolutely, yeah, he's got me. So I portal hopped there.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even want to give him a shot on the first set.
Yeah.
To get
Right.
there.
Portal hop over
I
the
mean,
left.
It's insane to let anybody hold bonuses on that map. So it's
It's
I know.
it's crazy that we've seen it in a few games.
Especially with the win condition of
Yeah.
first assassination, basically. Because
right.
like
Yeah.
in any of those games, I think in any of those games, if I had held a bonus, I could have killed anybody by second sets. I think I was lined up good enough on my targets in all 3 games
Yeah.
that if I had made it to my turn with a set, or if I had held a bonus and gotten all those troops, I would have had enough to kill them before everyone could set during second set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably on first set, honestly.
Well, that's
Yeah.
we've seen 2 of these games now in first set because of the
Yeah.
bonuses.
I honestly, I was like, I knew this lobby would not tolerate bonuses. I knew that was happening, which is why when I took it in the first game,
Sure.
actually I took 2 bonuses in the first game. I was always
Yeah.
laughing about
We
it. I'm
noticed
like, they're
that.
not gonna let me hold shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
There's
take
no
one
way.
too just to be part of the
Yeah,
party.
I
Yeah.
noticed the laughing emote when you got mad and everything because I knew you were just like
Yeah,
behind
obvious.
the scenes laughing or
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I was throwing mad emotes when Jax hit my 2 in the second game. Jax was my target.
Yeah.
So I was just
This
giving
means
myself
war.
an excuse to hit some of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 I was,
That was it.
surprised. I think the
I
second
did
game.
that for multiple reasons, but yeah.
Jax, I have a curiosity. Were you
Sure.
though trying to kill me in the first game?
Yeah, you were my
Yeah.
target in the first game and the
that's
second
funny.
game.
I had you as well. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that
so
is funny. When you
the
get that situation, you should get together, right?
the first game was all crossovers. Everybody had
Oh.
each other.
Oh wow.
And so
Okay.
that was
had me.
That is so rare.
yeah, so
That sucks for him.
I know,
Like,
so
was
it-
in turn order.
Quarantine was second in turn order, so he was lining up Mamba at the same time, basically feeding into Mamba. Mamba gets the trade on 3, first in turn order. Like, that's a terrible
We
situation.
both had set on 3s. I
Yeah.
had the infantry, he had the artillery.
Yeah.
So when I killed him and I got
I
3
know, when I
artillery,
saw
I'm
those
like,
pop
oh,
up, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They both had it.
yeah, that
Mamba,
was...
out of curiosity, did you ever think of maybe card skipping in the first game since he was right
I-
after you?
I thought about it, and I figured I would have gotten hit.
Just by the
I think
group.
I think if I got card skipped in this lobby, I lose a position.
Yeah.
I think hands down, I lose a position.
No, you don't want to go
Yeah.
last when this sees settings.
That-
you don't want to
that's
set
true.
last.
Yeah, I don't think
Like-
that, unless you're
No, no,
holding a
so-
bonus for some reason, it doesn't make any
So
sense.
here
in
was
this.
my reasoning behind thinking about it is I had quarantine lined up to a T,
Yeah.
and I was contemplating setting for the 15, giving him the 4, because how it worked was I got the 4 and the 20, and he got the 6, but he also got 3 additional troops for another turn. So I guess you could say he got like 9 troops basically, and so I was thinking, okay, if I card skip, get the biggest trade, which is the 15, and he gets the smallest, so he loses 2 extra troops, I gain 11, maybe I can just kill him on that set. But then I'm like,
Oh.
what? Because then
That's
it's
tough.
really tight. Then it's really tight.
That's pretty
Um,
tough. Unless you have a bonus to kill on the 15
Yeah,
trade. It's really
yeah,
tough.
it was close, and that's why I was thinking about it. But then I'm like, no, I don't think that's a good option. So then I took another card, and luckily I got it set on 3. So
Yeah, you need a little luck in those settings. You pretty much need a set on 3 in that second round.
Set
Because
on-
probably
yeah.
somebody else gets it before you do if you're
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for 4.
But
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
the only ones where it maybe isn't just whoever sets on 3 wins is the last one because of the repositioning ability
The
of
portals.
unstables.
I don't. The one thing I will say is I like what happened game 3 with the quarantine going
Yeah.
after Pete. He should have stopped as soon as that roll failed.
Just kept going, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the real risky part is you're feeding someone, the kill, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I was lucky enough that I was close enough with like some smaller stacks that I could make it there.
Yeah.
Right. Like I got fairly lucky that when it happened, I had stacks that could hit a few territories and make it with still a high enough percentage.
Yeah.
I think that was in fault due to me having so many positions, but all of them were super low troop count in comparison to everyone else.
Yep. Small stacks everywhere.
Honestly, I think that game, even if Carter doesn't have a set on 3 because he had quarantine as the target, I think he still wins. even
Yeah,
without the
because
set.
Yeah.
I had I had enough
Because
troops
quarantine
to barely
threw
get it.
all of quarantine through
He had
all of
20
his
troops.
into Pete.
Yeah, he only had 20
Yeah.
troops left. Yeah, he wins without the set there.
Does anybody know if Pete had a set on 3 or not?
Don't know. I'm sure maybe someone in the chat knows, but I do not.
Somebody watching his stream would know.
I'm sure someone would know.
Yeah. I was gonna say if he had a set on 3 and Quarantine didn't throw himself in, then maybe he makes it to his turn if nobody else has him as a target.
Third game, Little Banana Juice.
I was worried, in that last one, I was kind of worried. Like, I know Pete had just hit me, and it was obvious that he was targeting me. I was kind of worried my hitting his 3 would feed him. I'm always, like, worried, like, I feed somebody. It's like a fine balance. You want to kill your target, but you also don't want to feed somebody else in the process.
Yeah, you got to stop if you're sure you don't have it.
Yeah, right. When Quarantine lost that roll on that like 10 stack in the middle, and his big stack couldn't get to it easy, he had to stop there, especially because of the troop counts. I don't know if anybody was watching that, but that's like the #1 thing I pay attention to when someone's going for a kill and it's starting to get close.
Yeah.
Is what is the stack size they have remaining? How many territories do they have to hit?
Yeah.
And how many troops?
Yeah.
And it was like he had, after he hit that 10 and split off, he had like a, what was it, like a 24, 23, and he had to kill like 30 troops plus a few extra because of other people's troops in the way.
Hey, do you remember Pete's position in turn order in game 1?
He was...
Quarantine
right
4th?
Because Lil Banana Juice is saying he also... Oh, he was 3rd in turn order, and he also had a set on 3.
Oh, so you beat him to the punch by 1.
Oh, yeah.
The first 3 in turn order all having sets on 3 is a pretty crazy anomaly there.
In the final game, the first 2 had set on 3s, and then I had to
next 2 did not
crawl to basically get a set on 3 by killing off Pete.
Yeah, if you could have just failed that, I would have took that game, buddy. I wish you could.
Wish you could have failed.
Honestly, I was hoping you had the set on 3 just so you could kill Quarantine, and then like make it so that nobody had an easy win right there. I was really hoping for that.
I didn't have a set on 3, but I knew if you didn't get that bounty, I was gonna get it, and then I would have one.
Yeah, I was looking at what's it called? What I was looking at was after I kill Pete and then go for you and fail, I stop. I obviously stop. I don't hit out your other positions.
Well, sure.
And then I was hoping you had a set on 3 right then, because then you probably kill Quarantine to make sure that their bounty target can't win, and you might be strong enough if you go huddle in the bottom left corner behind my troops to live on, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you were my target, so I was crunching the numbers pretty hard about whether I could just come right back at you.
Yeah.
When I got
it would have been tough, though.
Quarantine, there was top 3, right? Or was there more than that?
When you what?
When I got there was 4 people left in the end, right?
Yeah, 4
4
people.
Okay,
yeah, there was only 1 kill before that.
Strategically speaking, I don't know. Maybe somebody feeds to get top 3. I don't know.
If
they know they're not winning.
Well, so I think I was the target of 2 people at the end of that game.
Well, so just on that piece, Carter, if you end a game with 4 players alive, you all get 3 points. If you end with 3 players alive, you get 4. So it's just a 1 point difference. It's not like
Okay. I thought it was just like...
I mean, if you get it down to 3 players, then yeah. If only 2 players are alive, then you both get 6, and then it starts to matter a little bit. But
yeah,
the 4 and 3 doesn't matter. Yeah, dividing up 12 points.
It doesn't go up much.
Yeah.
It's pretty much winner-take-all format. More or less.
It's basically winner-take-all, and we allow the additional bounties and alive points to kind of break some ties, is really what it's set up for. Yeah. So after round 2, top 45 will go through, and then it'll be winner moves on in each game, like classic Assassin style.
Okay.
Yeah. So interesting that they chose open maps for these first couple rounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna review the round 2 map from the concerned citizens that we're hearing from.
No, I think it's a better map because it's.
I agree. Africa Advance is a better map.
Yeah,
than Brazil for this for sure.
Well, that's good now. The thought in Brazil was more of a introducing people to Assassins kind of piece of it.
That makes a lot of sense. I figured it was something like
quicker learning it.
Yeah, and of course we're all people that are super used to, settings and assassins and whatnot.
Yeah.
So for us these settings
It's
aren't
weird.
the greatest,
Yeah.
but it does make sense.
There's a lot of people playing assassins for their first time in this,
Yeah.
and it was more of a get your feet wet kind of concept here, but
That's fair.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
can
formatting seems nice though, with the 3 rounds and the potential. Everyone's in it the whole way, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
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 I did think it was funny when Quarantine was complaining about being second in all 3 games. I'm like, I am sure somebody would love to
Yeah.
swap positions
Right.
with
Yeah.
you.
Sure. Yeah.
Second
in all 3 games,
games
but
is-
his first 2 games having the player first in turn order get set
yeah,
on
yeah,
three.
that's
tough.
true.
It's just kind of
The funny
painful
thing-
because of the opportunity there.
Yeah, I was the 4th. The last game was my earliest turn order. It was 4th position.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like 6th, 5th, 4th.
Yeah, that's tough. That's definitely tough.
So
I mean-
thankfully, everybody screwed up.
The main thing is, if you have those later positions, you're pretty much assured to win with a set on 3. Like, it's 100% chance if
Yeah,
you
if it
get
gets
to
to
your
you.
turn.
If it gets
if
to
you
you,
get
for
a
sure.
chance,
Yeah.
man,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I was hoping for in game 2, but when everyone started setting, I'm like, oh, dude, everyone has it.
Trouble,
Everyone's
yeah.
got the. It's like everyone's got the nuts and they're shoving all the chips in the pot. I'm sitting there staring at 7 deuce. I'm just ready to quit.
Keep
going home for the
whining
night.
when you won the first game.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Poor
feel so
Mamba.
bad for you.
I
Poor,
was
poor
looking
mama.
for all 3, man. I was
Oh, by the way,
looking.
Mo,
I
wait,
thought you were gonna
see
win all
the
3. You're a flipping
leaderboard?
magician.
That last bounty got you to be the #1 player in the group.
Yeah,
the
the
extra-
bounty points are kind of whatever.
Yeah. Honestly, in the first game, if people say that it was the luck of the trade on 3, obviously that was part of it, but the pathing and stuff by
was
Mamba in that first game happens by very few people that run that cleanly like he did there.
I was in
wouldn't have even been able
about
to go for
as
it.
Yeah.
good of a position as I could have been in. I think there was a slight pathing error because the stack I used to because it was weird because it was like 1 turn right before I set. Pete hit a quarantine 2, and then I think Jack,
Yeah.
you hit a quarantine 1.
And you got a little
And it-
help, yeah.
And it was like, okay, that makes it a bit easier, but I think the stack I had on the bottom side of the board was bigger than the one I used to loop around and slow roll. I think I made a mistake there, but other than that, I think the pathing was good.
Well, I'll say
Yeah.
my strategy in my group 1 game when I didn't have the set on 3 first in turn order was to hit the player next to me in turn order in hopes of keeping the game going longer. I haven't seen that happen again, but that was my logic. Obviously not take them down to where it's an easy kill, but to weaken them enough to where they can't get their kill was the logic to
It's-
extend the game.
Yeah, when you
It's
hit
hard to do
yellow.
that though,
Yeah.
because for instance, for instance, right there at the end, if I decide I'm going to try to kill Carter instead of killing Jax, which didn't make sense because Carter had 10 more troops and he was harder to hit.
Yeah.
But if I try to kill Carter instead of Jax, what ends up happening is it was like a weird situation where if I hit Carter so he can't run it or try to win if he has a set,
Yeah.
right? The issue then becomes whoever has me now has a much easier time trying to kill me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you don't
like
want to hit him.
kill
You don't want to hit
you
him
out
too
of
much.
fight. Or I just kill you out of
Agreed.
spite if I have a set.
I mean, in mine, I
Yeah,
was
that
able to
too.
extend it at least till we got to the next trades, and I didn't have a set on 4, which was a nightmare scenario
That
because
was insane.
I still win the game if we get to the sets on 4. So it did extend it a turn, which would have worked if the cards worked. But
Yeah, I was.
No,
I
was
think it's
just
one
totally had it.
strategy.
on 4.
I was just hoping Carter had me or he had white. I was hoping one of those 2 things were true because
Yeah.
if he had me or he had white, then I was able to protect white from him dying to Carter. There was no way for him to kill him, because of where my stacks were in the bottom. And if he had me, he obviously couldn't kill me, because I was way stronger at that point. But he had the set. He was able to get the win off of quarantine. But should
Yeah.
he not have quarantine, he has me or white, or maybe even Grimshanky if he can't kill him. But I think the lines were fairly easy for you on him.
Yeah.
Then I think I would have made it back to my turn. I don't think they could have stopped, unless it was like a weird situation where they hit me a bunch and then forced Grimshanky to go for the kill. I don't know,
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, Grim Shanky would have got me anyway. You wouldn't have got your turn.
Would he?
Oh, yeah. He had like 70 troops, right?
No, he had 47 over like 3 or 4 positions, and none of them were in the bottom.
I would imagine he must have had a way, but I didn't look.
No, there might have been. Mitch, do you have it pulled up? Maybe
when I started killing you, it was
I
down
don't.
like 25.
Okay.
You'd used all of his troops.
All right, guys, we'll end it there. Thanks for playing, and we'll see you next week. Try to get in the top 45.
Yeah.
Good games, guys.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah. See ya.
Peace.
All right, that's a wrap on Group 5. Fantastic group. We saw the early trades on 3. Mamba's pathing in in game 1 is definitely something to go back and watch. Working out a double tap of a 6. Using a C lane was pretty impressive in that one. Jax gets the trade on 3 first in turn order. Game 2 wins. And then we have a very messy and wild game 3 that Carter cleans up and gets the win. Super fun. Very action-packed. And our next match, our Group 6 match, is tomorrow at 19 UTC. Will be Group 6. Should be another fun group in Assassins. Again, the whole goal in round 1 and round 2 is to get into that top 45, make it into Octos. The top 3 after round 2 will get to go straight to quarters. We'll see you guys next time. 19 UTC tomorrow. You can check out the stream and see a bunch more people try to kill each other in the game of Risk. And we'll raid out to the Kill Pete strategy. Looks like he's playing something other than Risk, so it should be a great time. Hope you guys have a good night. I'm at Mitch on Risk, streaming here for Professional Risk Takers. If you're interested in joining Professional Risk Takers and playing in awesome tournaments like this, go to professionalrisktakers.com. Click join.